welcome. This is ETRise Top MSME Ranking. I'm Aloni Bhatt. Today, I'm very pleased to speak with the top ranker in the category of India's fastest growing MSMEs, Campus Sutra. Launched in 2013, Campus Sutra is among India's homegrown fashion brands for clothing and accessories. Campus Sutra merchandise is now available in over 100 retail outlets in India and abroad, as well as online. And I have the CEO and co-founder, Dhiraj Agarwal. Dhiraj, many congratulations. Now, what does being a top ranker in the financial growth category mean for Campus Sutra Retail?
I think it's a very exciting journey for us. Last 1 year, in fact, has been very exciting. We just launched in about 22 countries. So Campus Sutra is the first Indian brand in the fashion segment to have presence in 22 countries. We get this feeling in this company that we are currently in the 5th floor of a lift, which is going to the 100th floor. So all of us are very excited and motivated. This recognition from Economic Times, kind of has been that additional nudge, which has kind of motivated us to reach that 100th floor faster.
Right. So e-tailing, DTC, all of that boomed in the pandemic. Were there challenges that you faced to grow and expand your business, if at all?
No, I think for us it was a blessing in disguise from a business perspective. I know, there were other impact of the pandemic on the human side, but from a business perspective, what has happened in the D2C space is not many brands focus on the back end, on the sourcing, on the supply chain. Campus Sutra as a brand has always been focused on it. Our moat in many ways is the back end, the supply chain. So while a lot of other brands were struggling with their supplies and their production and things like that, I think we had that advantage and we were able to capture the market which others left for us. So last year, in fact, from a profitability and from a business perspective, was the best year that Campus Sutra had. We had almost 100% plus growth, right? And that, in fact, has given us a new opportunity to kind of enter into new market. So pandemic from a business perspective has just kind of, ensured that we are now more confident about our business model, about the things that we have worked on. Campus Sutra is the engine that we have created, right? And what we have realized is from a product and brand perspective, whatever we put in, the output that is coming out is exponential in terms of, what we are able to achieve. So this whole phenomena has been accelerated by the pandemic.
All right. So, your growth has been accelerated, but there's something else that's going on in fashion. The last 2 years has given a lot of people to reflect. And of course, before that, slow fashion, sustainability, all have become so important to consumers. So as a fashion e-tailer and as a brand, how do you manage to keep this balance?
I think because we're a new age brand, a lot of stuff that we have built in the business is around sustainability, right? So we were very aware of this whole phenomena even when we started 5-6 years back. So we are one of the few brands again which works with only zero discharge facility, which is now coming to fore in India. But even 5-6 years back, when nobody was doing this, all the production that Campus Sutra does is in zero discharge facility, which has a huge impact on the environment. As you know, to manufacture one t-shirt, it requires about 60-70 liters of water. And usually in India, the country that we are in, that water was just left out in the open field. So we made it a point that we work only with units, and we have units where the discharge is zero. So everything is recycled and reused, right? And even from a business perspective, we are one of the few brands which has 98% sell-through. Usually the industry works at about 80-85. So if you have sell-through which is at 98 versus the 80-85 for the industry, that is 13% less wastage for the entire ecosystem and the chain. So as a company, we are very aware of this. Some of the European markets that we are working in, it is a buzzword, right? You can't be a company which is not supporting the environment and is not caring for the environment. So I think from that perspective, we are way ahead than what other guys are doing in this direction.
And so, what is then, would you say, the overall mantra of you ensuring profitability and return to investors?
So Campus Sutra has been profitable for year one, right? We are the biggest bootstrap fashion brand in the country. Just to give you a sense of our scale, anyone who is anywhere close to our revenue has at least burned $60-70 million to reach there. And we have done it profitably from year one. Mainly because we have followed solid business principles, right? We have this saying in our company that Campus Sutra executes all things well, which does not require money or which money cannot buy, right? So we pride ourselves at that if something, just to give you an example, when we're launching offline, it might be a small example, but just kind of brings out the mindset that we have at Campus Sutra. Some of the racks or some of the designs that we're kind of working on, if the cost was say 2 lakhs that a competitor was paying, we're able to do it at 35,000 bucks. Just about being cost conscious, bringing the cost down to a bare minimum, spending money on things which matter to the customer, right? Creating value to the customer and then passing on that benefit. So we as a company are very, very cost conscious at one point. And second, we are able to pass that on to the customer. So while Campus Sutra is an aspirational brand meant for the college kids, and we want to kind of manage and maintain that aspirational aspect of the brand, at the back end, it is about being, running the machine in such a manner that it is very, very cost conscious, and we are able to pass that on to the customer.
Right. Did you have mentors to guide you on this entrepreneurial journey? And what's been some of the best advice that you've received?
So startup journey obviously requires a lot of help from all directions, right? It gets very lonely at times. And we have had many mentors over a period of time, right from Rajiv Krishnan, who was the CEO of Spar. I've had a lot of my colleagues from Walmart. I was with Walmart earlier, so I have a lot of colleagues from Walmart who have helped me throughout, right? I think currently the best advice that we have had from the mentor in the current context is just to kind of keep your head down and keep focusing on business. Currently, with what's happening in the D2C space, I think there's a lot of noise. It's so much of money being thrown out and so much of funding and stuff that's happening. There's this tendency of chasing what's hot or what's in vogue, right? So that kind of tends to create distraction. So our mentors keep telling us from time to time that, you need to, one, obviously work on your core competency and then leverage that rather than just following what the market is running after. And that advice has worked really well for us. What we have seen is that whatever competencies that we have created in this organization, they're very scalable. Usually, most of the brands in the D2C space, they have a problem with scaling. We have been able to scale our broad categories. We have been able to scale our markets. We have been able to enter international market. We are the only online brand to be present across the top 5 offline channels. So we are there in Lifestyle, Central, Brand Factory, Shopper Stop. So we have been able to kind of leverage our competencies across geographies, across channels, across product, right? So with the new trend that is on, where a lot of money is being thrown, and there's a new thing that that kind of gets all the attention. We are very focused towards maintaining our core and then leveraging that.
Dhiraj, many, many congratulations once again to you and to your company, and we wish you many more successes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ET, for the recognition. ET anyways has been like an alma mater. I happened to say this earlier as well. I was one of the Economic Times Young Leader group in the group that was selected in 2011. And the 22 of us who kind of came out of that group are one now doing all of them are CEOs of top companies in the country. So obviously whatever mechanism you guys had really worked in terms of identifying the talent. And it is a support group that I usually kind of tend to tap into. So, this again, this recognition from ET kind of reinforces that. We are very, very thankful to ET for the support.
And, we're very glad to have provided it to you, Dhiraj. And, we wish you once again, that may your company have many, many more successes in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.